Now, I've been noticing comments ever since I dropped that reaction to the situation that took place between DJ Ghost and Shordie Shordie, saying Shordie Shordie is a rat. There's paperwork on his name. Now, after like 2 or 3 comments, I'm like, whoa, I gotta do my research. I gotta find what they talking about, bro. Now, so I did my homework and I came across a piece of paperwork. And I'm going to read it off to y'all real quick. Let's go. Application for statement of charges continued. Page 2 of 3. On Monday, May 5th, 2014, at approximately 22:07 hours, police officer Wayne received a call for a discharging at Bel Air Road and Franklin Avenue. A witness was located who advised he heard 4 to 5 gunshots at the corner of Bel Air Road and Franklin Avenue. And then he observed several apparent juveniles fleeing from the northeast corner of Bel Air Road and Frankfort Avenue behind the 5300 block of Bel Air Road. On May 5th, 2014, at approximately 2300 hours, police officer Wine received a call for a shooting at 4300 LaSalle Avenue. Upon arrival, the officer observed the victim, Raekwon Hudson, aka Shordie Shordie, allegedly, who sustained a single gunshot wound to his right buttocks. Preliminary investigation revealed the victim was at the bus stop at the southeast corner of Bel Air Road and Frankfort Avenue at approximately 2200 hours when an unidentified black male standing on the southwest corner of the intersection discharged a firearm several times. One of the rounds struck the victim and he fled behind the 5300 block of Bel Air Road. The victim then immediately fled to a family member's home located at 4305 LaSalle Avenue and did not want the police to be called. At approximately 2300 hours, approximately whatever hours after he was shot, he called for police and medics. Medics 13 responded and transported the victim to Johns Hopkins Bayview Hospital for treatment. Detective Lafayette, Detective Something, and Detective Sergeant Kim respond to the scene and assumed control of the investigation. Now this next piece of paper that I got, check it out. You really can't see what it say. It just say like the course of the investigation. I guess that's following from the last situation. Witnesses are identified. They gave the witness a photographic array and they identified the shooter as Devontae Galloway, allegedly. That's the person who shot Mr. Raekwon Hudson on Monday, May 5th. Yeah, I can't even read what that say. But none of that I just read proves that Shordie Shordie is a rat anyway. It's crazy that DJ Ghost's little fans want to start saying he a rat, oh he a rat, oh he a rat. If y'all would have looked at this yourself, y'all would have been able to say, oh man, this don't prove he a rat. How is he a rat?
Now let's really break this down because I think a lot of people are running with a story that isn't adding up. When it comes to Shordie Shordie, I don't see any real evidence that he told on the person who shot him. That's a serious accusation to throw on somebody's name, and once that narrative gets out there, it can stick forever if people don't fact check. But in this situation, the paperwork does not say the victim identified the shooter. What it actually says is that witnesses identified the shooter, and there's a huge difference between those two things. If the victim personally pointed somebody out and said he did it, then you could start talking about telling. But when it comes from witnesses, that's a whole separate category. It could be people in the crowd, neighbors, or bystanders who saw something. That ain't the same as the person who got shot giving up names. Now, like Milk74 pointed out, this whole snitch narrative didn't just come out of thin air. It looks like DJ Ghost's fan base might have been the ones to really start digging, trying to find dirt on Shordie Shordie. But the reality is, as of now, Shordie Shordie don't have no blemishes on his name. He's been moving right in the game, building his career, and there's nothing concrete in his past that labels him as a snitch. I even saw people in the comments saying they're allegedly from Baltimore and that the story is true. But here's the thing. Word of mouth and internet comments ain't evidence. People can say whatever they want online. Until somebody produces paperwork where it clearly states Shordie Shordie cooperated, this whole thing is bogus. Right now, what we've seen ain't convincing at all. And this is why we gotta be careful. Social media can take one rumor, spin it into a whole story, and then people who don't know any better run with it like it's facts. That type of narrative can destroy reputations, careers, and even put people in danger. Before you spread that type of claim, you better make sure the receipts are solid. So, at the end of the day, unless some brand new, undeniable evidence comes out, Shordie Shordie's name is still clean. Everything else is just noise, rumors, and people fishing for drama.